When an avoidant, especially a fearful avoidant, ends a long-term relationship, it is very likely that this person resents you. Avoidants do not communicate. They really do not communicate their wants, needs, their feelings to their partner. This is because they've learned to associate communication with rejection. Back as a child, their feelings were dismissed, if not outright reprimanded. The message was sent, your feelings are not welcome here. If they expressed a negative emotion, there were consequences. So they learned to bottle up their feelings. They learned to suppress it, to run from it. The problem is, these bottled up feelings can turn into resentment against their partner. Because if the avoidant is not having their wants or needs met in the relationship, or if there's something that you're doing that's bothering them, they are very unlikely to tell you, because they associate telling you with rejection, with conflict, things that they fear to their very core. Again, this goes back to childhood. So you're thinking everything is going wonderfully. The relationship is just great. And then out of nowhere comes an abrupt discard. And vague excuses are given. Or if the fearful avoidant does give you a direct reason, it's likely something that they never told you about, something that was upsetting them, and they never gave you the opportunity to address it. In some cases, they may have hinted at it, but never directly told you that this was a concern over the course of the relationship. And you are blindsided, because these bottled up issues have led to resentment. This person is resenting you for something that they never gave you the opportunity to address or to fix. And it all comes down to a lack of communication. You are completely blindsided, but to the avoidant, this has been coming for a long time. It's not blindsiding to them, it's blindsiding to you. And this can be earth-shattering because you might be engaged or even married to this person, and suddenly the rug is pulled from under your feet. And you want to fix the issue, but they're not giving you the chance. Or they're still not telling you, and they're just giving you vague excuses as to why the relationship needs to end. That they just need some time and space to heal, and they don't know why they feel this way. And there may be some truth to that, because when avoidants are triggered, they tend to suppress their emotions. They don't reflect on them. Self-reflection is painful because it means taking accountability, and taking accountability will confirm their inner defectiveness. They often carry this feeling of being a bad, defective person. This goes back to childhood as well, when they didn't receive love and nurturing from their parents or caretakers in the way that they needed. So they felt like it must be them that's unlovable. They carry these insecurities forward to being an adult, and it greatly affects and sabotages adult romantic relationships. The end result is a person that doesn't feel lovable, a person that doesn't self-reflect because they were never shown how to process emotions or take accountability, a person that doesn't communicate. And this can result in blindsiding discards. And a blindsiding discard is much different than a normal breakup. It is unilateral. The person being discarded never saw it coming. There's little to no explanation given, and there's no empathy shown. The person that is being discarded is deprived of any say or voice in the breakup. Now, some fearful avoidants can do the slow fade out over time, where they just pull away and pull away, pull away. But when you ask them if everything's okay, they'll tell you everything's just fine. Again, no communication. Lack of communication ultimately destroys the relationship because this person is simply not telling you what's on their mind and how they're feeling. If they didn't communicate to you any issues or unmet wants and needs, and then they abruptly broke up with you or slow faded out on you, don't blame yourself because you didn't know. You're not a mind reader. This person chose not to communicate, and they chose to do so out of fear. The breakup is very painful because you just lost what you thought you had. But what you really had was a person that wasn't being authentic with you because they weren't communicating with you. They weren't being their true authentic selves, and it was due to their own fears, their own insecurities, their own unhealed attachment wounds. Don't blame yourself for this. It's easy to blame yourself, but if you're blaming yourself, you are taking personal responsibility for somebody else's unhealthy behavior, and you're trying to control the uncontrollable. That pushes you further into anxiousness and prolongs your pain, and it makes it harder to heal. So practice some self-compassion. Understand you didn't cause this. If you were a loving, kind, consistent partner and this happened to you, it's not your fault. It just isn't.